Hey kids, welcome back to another episode of Old Man Plays CFL Weekly Fantasy. Haha. Another nasty day here where I am. Lots of smoke and it's trapping heat in the valley, so we're in casual mode today. It's hotter than Hades here and you can't see more than 3 feet in front of you for the smoke. But that's enough complaining. We're here to talk about fantasy football. Way back in week 2, the Hamilton Sports Channel beat me by zero point 0.3 points. I think it was like 105.2 to 105.5 or something like that, which hurt like heck. Well, guess what? Last week, the football gods threw a makeup flag. I was up against the Elks Herd, and I beat them by, yeah, you got it, 0.3 points. 106.5 to 106.2. A close win, but I'll take it. This week, I'm up against all kinds of clay out of the Argo fan cast, and they're above me in the standings and a good team, so we're going to have to see what we can do. But looking at what we've got this week, well, going through the injury reports, Saskatchewan's been hit hard. You might want to keep that in mind. Both KSB and MLS are out on the offense. On the defense, they're down Roland Milligan, who probably won't be back this year. Also, Trayvon Campbell is down. So that's some big hits to take. Luckily, they're playing Ottawa. And they put Lacombo over at corner to replace Campbell. I personally think he's a better corner than safety anyway, so I think all things considered, they will be okay there. They'll probably win that game, but I don't know that I'm going to be looking to them for any of my positions. Because let's start talking quarterback. Basically Nathan may or may not be back. We haven't heard anything on it yet. We heard he was taking first team reps. We've heard they're hopeful. But even if he's back, that Hamilton defense is a pretty tough one to play against. They may get through to him and hurt him again if he's back in too soon. So it's too early for me to take Nathan. And on the Hamilton side, of course, we don't know if it's going to be Ford or Frost, but either way, can't see taking them with it. Harris and Saskatchewan would normally be up there on my list. However, who's he going to throw to? So I'm going to back off there. And then you've got Fajardo's been doing quite well, but Montreal's got a good defense, and they're in Montreal. And Alexander's been doing amazing, but that Edmonton defense has been playing up a couple of levels this year. So they kind of scare me off of both of them. Where does that leave us? Well, pretty much with the Calgary-Toronto game. Kelly will probably throw for a lot of yardage, but the Calgary defense has been playing better and better. And I don't think they're going to give up a lot of scoring to him. I do think that they will probably pick him off, definitely sack him a few times. So I'm not going with Kelly, although I am going to go with the Stampeders defense. I think that's them against Kelly is my best matchup there. On the other hand, though, VA doesn't seem to matter who he throws to. I don't expect him to have another 6-touchdown game against Toronto, but he shredded them last time, and I expect that he will still get some big plays in there, and it should look good. So VA is going to be my quarterback with all that logic. Now we get to the running backs, and this is hard because everybody who's starting is basically, or almost everybody who's starting is 15,000, and do you get the value out of that? I don't know. Now Rankin, people have soured on him a bit. He's been 3 or 4 games since he had a big game, but he was up against a couple of really tough running defenses. And he did take off against Montreal last time, so I think it's time to go back to Rankin. Don't have the faith to make him the captain. I'm still going to do VA as captain, but I think Rankin should be in your lineup at running back this week. And then if you're looking for someone else who's a little bit lower priced, well, don't know what's happening with Butler, but I'm guessing that Horvath will get a lot of the load this week, and he still does short yardage, and he's 7.2K, which means now you need like 10 points out of him. So you need a touchdown and 40 yards or a couple of catches and 20 yards, but I still think he's probably one of the best bets for running backs to give you value. Getting to the wide receivers. Well, I don't think you can not take Tyson these days. The way he's been going off, and he went off against Edmonton last time. He's doing it against everybody, so I think he has to be in there, which is a 15K one. That means we need a couple of lower price ones on receiver and flex. And at 2.5K, Luther from Edmonton. I mean, he's gotten a few touchdowns lately. He's gotten consistent targeting, and at 2.5K, if he gets basically 3 catches and 20 yards, he's more than performed for his dollar value. So I think there's nothing but upside there. And then on the flex, there's a lot of people you can go to, but looking at what's been hot lately, I think Tyreek McAllister. Again, 6.6K. He's may not get as much time in the offense, but he's seeing more and more. They're certainly working him in there. So I think that's probably the best bet. Are there other receivers out there that I would consider? Well, yeah. I mean, you can look at just about in Montreal, depending on the price point you want to put on it. There's Snead, or there's Speaker has been doing fairly well since he came back. Mack has been playing really well in Edmonton, so you might want to consider him. Saskatchewan, maybe want to look at Johnson, because with players out, he's going to be their go-to guy. You might get some big points that way. You know, that's a possibility. And those Toronto receivers, Coxie, Polk, you probably can't go wrong with either of them. Common is a little lower priced and is a touchdown favorite. So all of those things. But that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing here, this is it. This is my team for this week. I'm going with the Calgary Stampeders defense. I'm going with Vernon Adams from Calgary as my quarterback and captain. My running backs will be Xander Horvath out of BC and Justin Rankin out of Edmonton. My receivers are going to be Tyson Philpott out of Montreal, and I think it's TJ Luther anyway, out of Edmonton. And my flex is going to be Tyreek McAllister out of Calgary. And that left me with $0 to spend. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but hey, it doesn't happen that often, so I'll celebrate that. We'll hope for the victory, and hopefully this has done you some sort of good. So if it's helping you at all, drop a like, drop a comment, letting me know what you think. If there's any other way you'd like me to do it, subscribe, of course. Catch our flagship show, the CFL Outsiders, that drops on Wednesday afternoons. Lots of people starting to enjoy that one. So yeah, we're at the end here. It's beg time. Got to build the empire. Ha ha. Anyway, thank you for checking out this again this week. Hope you have a great week of fantasy. Hope we have a good week of football. I'm not sure. That Edmonton-Montreal game should be pretty damn good, but the rest look like they have the potential to be, less sparkling. They might be really exciting and interesting, but less sparkling. That's it. Until next week, Old Man, signing off.